The Canadian-made Undertone was one of the big hits of the Fantasia Film Festival last summer, with it being snapped up for nationwide release by none other than A24. It seems to be taking a victory lap here at Sundance, where it played as part of the midnight section. Sadly, this low-key horror film, with the expectations now attached to it thanks to a major horror label putting it out, really didn't do the movie any favors, with it paling in comparison to other midnight entries that played here, like Leviticus, Saccharine, and even the uneven but imaginative Buddy. Taking a page from Paranormal Activity, this micro-budget horror film takes place in a single location and tries to do for podcasts what that movie did for found footage. It follows Evie, played by Nina Kiri, a young woman taking care of her terminally ill mother, whose only real refuge is the podcast she hosts with her friend Justin, an unseen Adam DeMarco. Kiri is the only person on screen for the majority of the film, with only her comatose mother, played by Michelle Duquet, also shown. The two host a paranormal podcast where they examine viral phenomena, with Evie the skeptic to Justin's believer. They receive an email containing 10 audio recordings featuring a married couple, Mike and Jessa, with the latter talking in her sleep. She seems to be saying things backwards. As they listen, Evie starts to discover hidden messages related to classic nursery rhymes like Baa Baa Black Sheep and Rockabye Baby, which reveal a deep mythology involving demonic possession and human sacrifice. Of course, this being a movie shot for only $500,000, all of this is left to the imagination, with Evie listening to increasingly disturbing recordings that seem to be evoking a demonic entity. If Evie had ever seen a horror movie, she and Justin would have stopped listening to these messages as soon as weird things started happening, like Evie's comatose mother somehow leaving religious icons around the home. But then again, we wouldn't have a movie, would we? Undertone is a tough one to review, as I didn't jive with the premise or style at all, but I can also respect that a certain audience may find this really spooky and hip. To me, it played out as 80 minutes of build-up, followed by 10 minutes of belated payoff. The sound design is well done, and director Ian Tuason deserves credit for having made a micro-budget movie that connected with a lot of people, but it's nothing you really haven't seen before, just done on a much lower scale. It doesn't help that Nina Kiri's Evie isn't given much of a personality, with us only learning a scant few things about her. Mostly, she just listens to weird recordings and doesn't make much more of an impression than the unseen Justin. Kiri's performance is fine, it's just that she isn't given much to work with beyond the podcast gimmick, with the real focus of the movie being the creepy audio design featured on the recordings, which I'll admit is impressive. In the end, Undertone may well find an appreciative young audience, but veteran horror fans will likely be like me, left scratching their heads over what exactly A24 saw in it. It's familiar and often tedious, but respect is due to all involved for the effort. Were given a more modest build-up, it might have seemed like an interesting experiment, but given how A24 is positioning it, Undertone just feels like a whole lot of hype, and I give it a disappointing 5 out of 10.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.